What's up, guys? Welcome back to Street Sense. Now, today we are over here with Mr. Filthy Kicks, Aaron
What's
Ahuja,
up?
who's probably the only independent sneaker authenticator in India. There are a lot of people who say that they also authenticate sneakers and stuff like that, but more or less they get associated with a brand or a reseller or someone like that. But he's the only guy who has been doing it independently since day one. So, yeah, what's up, man?
All good, bro. You tell me. And about that, independently authenticating, I was independently authenticating in India, but
Okay.
now since I'm out there, I have to do various things with it, right?
Yeah,
So authentication service is still on, but only on Saturdays and Sundays for that. And things
sure.
have changed now. Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
then I'm still doing it. No doubt
cool,
about that.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool, bro. So, like before we talk about your stories and stuff like that, what I basically want to know is, and I'm sure a lot of other people also want to know,
Yeah.
is the fact that this was a really new concept for the Indian community, for the Indian sneaker scene as a whole,
Yeah.
getting their sneakers authenticated from an independent person or someone like that, right?
Yeah.
So, how did you come up with this whole idea, and how did it venture out into becoming like an enterprise of its own? Because Filthy Kicks basically became an enterprise when it comes to
Yeah.
sneaker authentication.
It did. It did.
Yep.
So basically, the way I started with authentication was so back in early, you can say 2019,
Okay.
during that time, or early, yeah, there were too many resellers at that point, I felt.
Yep.
And the whole concept of consignment was getting bogged up.
Yep.
All WhatsApp groups were there, and I was a consignment based guy at that point. But
Yep.
then what happened, and I saw that there's a market for authentication and no one really does it.
Yes.
So I left consignment completely. And for 2 months straight, all I was doing was researching on sneakers.
Okay.
My friend Sahil Nandal, frankly, Street from Free
Yep.
Society. Yeah, so I took a lot of help from him in the start.
True.
I used to help him check his stuff. And he used to send me photos and ask me, what do you think about this? What do we used to have
Yep.
discussion around pairs and stuff. So that's how I got into it.
Okay.
And then suddenly, slowly, it started growing up with awareness and stuff. As people
Sure.
got to know that there's someone who can actually check the sneakers.
Yep.
Although the most disturbing thing at that point was people used to question that why is he charging so much for authenticating
Yes.
sneakers? And I
Yeah.
used to charge like $2,000, and
Yeah.
that pair used to be like 60K or some shit. And then I
Yeah.
used to be like, bro, it's like an insurance you're taking.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
2K for it. Yeah. So that was the thing.
Exactly.
And then slowly people started coming up in the scene more. Like
Yeah.
in the last year, you've seen there are too many people showing in now.
Yeah.
Every
Exactly.
second guy is a reseller now.
Exactly.
Not a reseller, but a lot of people started coming into sneakers as in
Yes.
general. So that's how the whole wave came in.
True.
And at that point, there was no knowledge in India about authentication or anything.
Exactly.
People were getting scammed because people knowingly were selling fakes.
Yep.
But nowadays, it's a different case. Like we buy pairs from outside, everyone's sourcing from outside, but outside say we're getting fake pairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's even worse. Now the fakes are really disturbing. I have some dreadful stories about them in the past 4 months only. They
Yeah.
have been really bad.
True. 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 True.
Yeah.
So India and of course like China being the biggest, but India is potentially the second biggest consumer of counterfeit products in general, and not just sneakers,
Yeah.
right? So what do you think about these counterfeit sneakers being a part of our culture? And what do you think like do you feel like there are people who potentially buy them even after knowing that it's actually a fake?
Yeah. There are people.
Okay.
See, people have two types of mentality. There's one consumer who will say that it looks good. I'm not
Yeah.
willing to spend that much of money. He's gonna
True.
buy it, keep it to himself, not flex
Yes.
it too much. And when
True.
someone asks, he's gonna say fake hai.
Yeah. Yeah.
He won't argue about it or anything. He won't prove anything.
Exactly.
And the second one is who says that it's real,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
who's there to flex and stuff.
yeah,
All this was still last year. This year, the fakes are so good, let me tell you, that you
yeah,
won't even know if some real collectors have fakes in their collections.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Any
Because
of
now the
the
thing is,
yeah,
a lot of people, I know so many people who bought fakes this year just because of not knowing how to authenticate them or anything.
sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. An example could be, I mean, I'm taking this name, Karan Khatri. You know what happened with him with the fragments, right?
Yeah.
He bought the fragments, and after 2 days, he gets to know that they are fake.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
and
that
he
happened.
paid he bought it from a decent seller who was known before this whole incident.
Okay.
Everyone knew him. He plugs like almost all the big shots of India.
Sure.
But then the problem is that we all just trusted him
Yeah.
until the pair showed up on the table.
Sure. Sure.
So you never know what's happening. Now these days, I used to say that stores outside you should buy from them
Yeah.
because stores in Melrose itself, right?
Yeah.
But then over there also I've seen so many fakes now.
Okay.
So fakes have reached a part that you cannot really judge them properly.
Sure. Sure.
Like till date, whenever someone tells me that I want to get this checked, that checked, I mean, till it's like 500 pound value, I'll check it. But then the minute it exceeds that, I tell them I need it to get checked in hand. I
Yeah.
need you to show me the pair. I need to check the box. I need to feel the paper and everything because the
That makes
fakes are
sense.
really, really crazy right now. Funny story, this morning only $32 million counterfeits were caught in US,
Yes. Yes.
including Air Dior's and Chunky Dunkies.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. So that's mad.
True. 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 Exactly on the point wherein you just said that there are so, basically in layman's language, they're so real looking as of now.
Yeah,
They're
they
so
are.
real looking that with like even when you touch it, even when you feel it, there will be a
Exactly.
point wherein you won't even get to know until unless you potentially, remove an insole, check the papers and stuff like that, all of that. And I
Now that
think,
they've got all that also accurately correct, it's
yeah,
devastating. Yeah.
yeah. But
Because
all,
it, yeah.
please do go ahead.
No, just you can continue. I'll
Yeah,
just
and
stop
I
now.
think something that was seen in most of the cases very recently was with fragments only. I
Yeah,
think.
so now let me talk about fragments. Now
Sure.
you've touched the topic, let me talk about it. So fragments, Jordan ones, right? The
Yep.
pair came out around 8 years back now. It's
Yep.
been a pretty long while. So
True.
how many dead stock pairs can there be?
Exactly.
And since the quality was so low, and suddenly all these dead stock pairs are coming out of people's collections,
Yes.
and they are asking $3,000 for it. That's
True.
a joke.
True.
Because I'm trying to get a fragment one personally for myself
Yeah.
since 6 months. And every second pair I'm checking is turning out to be fake.
Okay.
And the legit dead stock pairs, the people who know that they have the legit pair, they are
Yeah.
asking $5,000, $6,000, and I can't pay that right now. Let
Yeah.
me be honest. I'm
True.
not gonna pay that for a pair of sneakers. So that's that. And fragments, I mean, barely any real pairs in the market, I would say.
True. 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 But over here
Like,
we're talking about ones, right? Like
yeah,
even for the latest drop, we've seen a lot of counterfeits.
yeah, latest drop now. See, Fragment was there, right? Now we're talking about Jordan ones. Now let's talk about Royal Toe.
Yeah.
The quality was so bad on that pair that every pair had an inconsistency.
Yes.
And then I don't know, some reseller he said that veg non-veg is selling fake Royal Toes.
Yes. 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 I
Yeah, I
remember.
mean, I got nothing against him or anything, but then yeah, that was the whole scene. And then so many people were hitting me up saying, "Bro, I've got these pairs from Veg Non-Veg. I think so they're fake."
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you can talk sense. Veg Non-Veg is a retailer. They aren't a
Yeah.
reseller. They're gonna sell fakes or what?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So even the quality matters now. Nike is mass producing all these pairs now.
Yes.
Jordan once the quality was low. Now the quality is, I would say, decent
Sure.
compared to the new pairs which are coming right now,
Yeah.
like the smoke grays and stuff. But in
Yeah.
between with the royal toes and stuff, it was really, really low.
Yeah. Exactly. True.
Yeah, and now if you compare it to the early Jordan ones, which came out last, like Turbo Green and stuff, quality was high on those.
Yes. Yeah. True.
So it's quality also which is mattering because the more inconsistencies in a pair, the more it's gonna be hard to check it. Like
Exactly.
for example, everyone's favorite pair probably this one right here.
Yeah.
This this pair you cannot possibly check it.
Okay.
I mean, there's a joke that Travis doesn't know what he's wearing, real or fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because this pair is real hard. I mean, I bought my pair because the guy gave a receipt with it.
Okay.
So
Sure.
in today's date, what I tell people and what I advise people while buying pairs, that buy a pair which has a receipt with it and you know it's been tracked down straight from the source.
Sure.
Try and get it immediately after the drop because you know the authenticity of it at that point.
Makes
Because
sense.
like the fragments, no one has a receipt in this date. The people who do, they know the value. They're asking $6,000 for it.
Yeah.
So suddenly all these dead stock pairs popping out, and then firstly there are a lot of sellers these days you're going to see who are
Yeah.
early pair
Yeah. Yeah.
providers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to sell you pairs without box. All that at the end of the day comes out as unauthorized authentic.
Yes.
Because what's unauthorized authentic? What's UA? Basically, it's not authorized by Nike, right? These pairs are also not authorized by Nike yet.
Yep.
They are just in the factory, and you took them out.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I've dealt with one seller myself. I won't like to take his name, but me and Shash, we both got the Dior shorts,
Okay.
and the sellers were like legendary, and they said that I mean they were claimed to be legit. Like all of them
Okay.
follow them the discords and stuff. So we both bought the shorts, but now till date we don't know if the shorts are real or fake.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a sample, and we don't know because that sample was never shown also anywhere.
Yes.
But all
Yeah.
these
I remember.
influencers are also wearing it, so we never know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember those about those
Yeah,
shots, and exactly on the point. Those. So there is a very big segment which says, okay, AAA copies, this, that, and whatnot, and obviously they have a
yeah,
different segment to it. They have a different segment to it, and obviously when it comes to the sneaker community, that's not really the market that we are trying to hit, because obviously when you buy a AAA product, you
yeah,
know that you're buying a fake, right?
yeah.
But what about the UAs? Exactly as you touched. What about the UAs? Because I still feel that there are still a lot of people from the community, or who claim to be, that they are sneakerheads, but they still invest in UAs.
Are we taking shots over here? Or, I
We
mean,
can. That's not a problem. But it's
no, I mean,
so. I
I don't
also
know
believe.
anyone in the community right now who's
Sure.
like knowingly buying UA.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, I don't know anyone because now the time has come that people knowingly buy legit products from legit sellers, but they end up with fakes.
Yes.
Earlier, till last year, people were knowingly buying UA, but now the scene is that people buy genuinely from a genuine seller and they still end up with fakes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And they won't even get to know
True.
because of the seller's reputation. See, it matters also who's selling the pair,
Yeah.
who's it coming from. For example, if I look at stuff like, you know, these apps, right? Check app and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right? Then you want Check app. So Check app is an AI based app for authentication.
True.
Now the thing with Check app is it is being marketed by Hype Beast.
Yeah.
The owner of Check app is the owner of Band LA,
Okay.
Eric. So
Okay.
all these guys have big influences and big strings.
Yeah.
So if these guys are marketing it, obviously you will believe them, right?
True. True.
Because they are the OG legit ones in the game.
Yeah.
So
But
that's how
also for the
kids are
check
getting
check,
into.
also for the
Yeah,
check, I think very recently, before this, we had like a resellers panel, and we had Viraj
yeah,
with us, and we were also talking about the same
yeah.
thing, because at one point in time they will show one sneaker as fake, and as soon as you post it again, it's gonna show that it's legit,
They'll
right?
show it as well. I have
There's
so many examples of that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think all of us have gone through this thing. Also, not just from a perspective of a reseller, or the reseller has to go from a hassle of, proving themselves one after the other constantly to their
Yeah,
potential buyers and stuff like that. But also as a part of the community wherein people are DMing us also and asking us that, bro, is it legit? Is it fake? And but on check app it says it's a fake thing. And I remember exactly as you touched veg non-veg, there was someone who posted the veg non-veg sneaker on check, and it showed it was fake. And I think
yeah,
those were the defiant ones, the one with the removed swoosh.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I first of all,
So
VNV or Super Cakes or someone like that, they would never sell anything which is a fake. They are directly connected with
they
the
are a
brand. That's one.
retailer.
Yeah, they are
Yeah,
retailers, right? And second of all, again, we can't trust someone like an AI,
yeah,
to be, just out of pictures. How can you potentially, I
You
personally
cannot.
feel, I personally
You
feel
cannot.
that even for a basic Jordan 1, right, which is potentially a low or a mid or something like that, because we've had like a big splurge of these lows and mids in like
Yeah.
past few months, right? So for that also, as of now, we can't say that, uh, if you've bought it from a reseller or someone like that, that it's gonna be a fake or a legit pair or not.
Yeah.
You have to be very particular about how you buy and where you buy it from. So you have to be, uh, sure about how you cop it, basically,
Yeah.
right?
That's that.
So
That's why I tell them buy the one with receipt, or you know where's it coming from. If you know the source, then
yeah,
it's good.
yeah. So to begin with, for all these people, obviously, like, since you are someone who's only doing it as of now only on Saturdays and Sundays, right?
Yeah, no,
To
I've
begin with.
also cut it down because I'm also focusing on reselling more because
Sure,
obviously it's
sure.
more potential since I'm selling from there.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I
So
used
we,
to think that UK will have less fakes than India. I mean, they have fakes more than India.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
But
that good, and those guys are legit sellers selling it. They don't know about it.
sure, sure.
But the good thing about that place is you must have noticed a pattern. All the pairs coming from UK, all of them on the box, they'll have a barcode.
Yeah.
It's going to be an offspring barcode, or and they'll provide the end clothing bill or something.
Yes.
Over there, pairs circulate with receipts a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a good thing which is happening. India is not used to this at all.
True.
Because by the time we're importing, we don't want the receipt or any sort of label on the box only.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that's another difference we have over here.
So to begin with, I would like to ask. So it's not comfortable for anyone, everyone rather, I would say, to send all their pairs to get authenticated and stuff like that. But if they have to
No.
get it done like by themselves, if they want to research around or something like that, how should they go about it? First of all, to begin with.
See, okay, so firstly, online, all the instructions are fucked. I'm sorry for
Yeah.
using that word, but all of them are messed up. You cannot use online instructions in today's date. So one app that everyone trusts a lot is Legit Check app.
True.
Everyone looks at the instructions on that. But Legit Check app, let me show you. I have some examples also. I'm gonna provide it later to you, and I'll just send it to you. You can just put it
Sure.
on the
Yeah.
video over
Yeah.
here. Yeah, so they are giving wrong instructions on a pair,
Okay.
on various pairs. They don't know what to look at. It's just a blind place. All these YouTube videos and stuff, they really don't know. I mean, the only internet source I would say you can trust is Collect Authentication.
Okay.
They have good authentication tips.
Okay.
But then overall in photos, I barely tell people to buy a pair. Just see it in hand and
Yeah.
then buy it. So outside, if you know, they have a concept of Goa, which is gifted upon arrival. So you
Okay.
receive the pair first, you check it, you fulfill your doubts, and then you pay the seller.
Sure.
But in India, we cannot do this. A lot of
Yeah.
scammers out there, and people are new to this. So
Yeah.
barely anyone will sign up for Goa. So
True.
I don't think so. Goa is going to work out for you. So YouTube videos also, some of them are misleading.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the pair also. Which pair are you looking at?
Okay.
And then another thing that people do a lot is compare pairs.
Yes.
I mean that's not going to work out because every pair has inconsistencies. For
Yes.
example, unions, Travises, every pair is a different pair.
Yeah.
The swoosh is upwards, downwards. You cannot compare them. So I would say best way to be safe is buy the pair with receipt or know where it's coming from.
Sure.
Track
Sure.
it down properly while buying. That will solve all your problems. Trust me, in today's date.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense. But do you think, because personally speaking, I feel the average priced out pairs, which are like from 10 to 15 grand price point from a retail perspective, they
yeah,
get more fakes than the hyped up pairs, because any which ways the hyped up pairs would have the lesser pairs in the lesser number of pairs in the market,
exactly. See,
and
that's where the topic comes. How did so many dead stock fragments come out
yeah,
suddenly?
yeah,
How's everyone selling a dead stock? The quantity was so low that
true,
I don't know how people getting so many pairs in. So that's the
yeah,
thing. But when you're talking about the GRs that you're saying that so many numbers are there,
yeah,
and that's also because you're looking at the good fakes, right?
yes,
The high quality UA fakes, they are equivalent to GR value retail.
yes,
Like you go on any UA website, no pair is less than $200.
Yeah.
And that's basically the resale value of a low or a mid in today's
True.
date.
True.
So
True.
I don't think so there's any problem with that. I haven't seen any lows or mids come to my table which are fake. The
Okay.
ones that are really, really fake, people send me photos of it and I tell them that moment only.
Okay.
That's like a 7A copy wala scene.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
comparable scene at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you just like you told us about how to track it down to buy pairs only when you have receipts with them and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, uh, and it's out there in the market. Everyone knows that there were pairs which were getting sold off StockX which were fakes, and it's out there.
A lot
Everyone
of
knows
them.
about it,
A lot
right?
of them. A lot of
So
them.
how do you trust a platform like that as well?
See, what I recommend is don't go for the higher pairs at StockX at all,
Okay.
firstly. Okay, the minute it's passing 500 pounds, don't just look at
Sure.
StockX. Buy the normalized pairs more from there because over there they authenticate a lot of products in a day. And one authenticator cannot authenticate everything, firstly.
Yeah.
Like I don't authenticate SBs and dunks at all. Before 2018, I cannot do them. The size tags varies and everything, and I haven't been into that stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm personally not, so I never kept interest in that stuff. So that's one thing. And then secondly, when we're talking about StockX, they pass a lot of fakes because one of the important tests at StockX is I no in authentication, sorry, is smell test.
Yeah.
All right. So if I'm an authenticator in StockX and I'm taking like 500 pairs a day, let's say, I'm smelling the same thing again and again. The glue smell won't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
human. Yeah, right. Human error is possible, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm checking so many pairs, I'm gonna be tired and stuff, and the human error is just gonna fuck me up over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mad. I mean, so for online platforms, I suggest Goat.
Yeah.
Goat is
Okay.
the one passing like 0.01% fakes.
You're potentially paying like a premium of around $50 to $60, but then it's worth it.
See, yeah, and Goat is only available in the States. It's not even
Yeah.
available where I am, so I feel bad about that. I don't buy pairs from StockX at all.
Okay.
So I've only bought twice or thrice, but I don't think so. You should trust StockX. So Goat is the best authentication I would say in this world at the point.
Sure.
Anything upper than Goat I thought was Poison, and everyone spoke about it. They said
Yeah.
that Poison is leveled up with Goat, but none of us have access with Poison.
Yeah.
But there have been incidents in the past month where I got to know first that Poison has fake pairs
Okay.
because it's China only, right? So they have like
Yes.
really, really, really high graded fakes.
Yeah.
So in UK, there's a store, Proxy. So I was speaking to the guy over there, and we were just talking that a lot of pairs these days in India are coming from Poison.
Yeah.
And then we were just talking about it. He said that's a dodgy place. And then I asked him, "How are you saying that? I mean, they have the best authentication I've heard and stuff,
Yeah.
and I've barely seen any fakes come from them." Then he told me that they have the best high quality fakes. And guess what? In 2 3 days, I was checking a pair. It was from Poison, and it was a
Yeah.
really really high graded fake.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Sure.
the main difference I found out was the lace color and the paper feel. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna just say it out because of seller's reputation and stuff. But then
Yeah.
those were the 2 points, and you cannot feel a paper in photos. So if
Yes.
someone had bought it in photos, then he would have got scammed mad.
True.
So Poison also has good quality fakes. So I would suggest buy pairs from an online platform. In Europe, I would say Collect if you want to go
Yeah.
for it. Collect is nice. Collect, I haven't seen much complaints from. StockX, I hear various.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis, the main cause why the market has so many fake Travises was StockX because the pairs were only available on StockX before the
Yeah.
release. And that's when everyone actually bought the pairs at $600 when it was at the low. So everyone
Yeah.
bought it and then they were just circulating it around and now it's all messed up.
True. 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 But as we are talking about platforms and we're talking about sneaker authentication, eBay just initiated their whole
Yeah,
authentication process and everything. So what do you think about that?
I think so. That's gonna be good. I'm gonna try it once for sure.
Sure.
but apparently what they've shown and it looks promising.
Yeah.
I just hope I need someone to try it basically right now. I don't know anyone who's tried it
Okay.
because you get to know when someone tries it. So I need someone to actually try the authentication and then show me the pair, what came through, and how was the whole process.
See,
But then
majorly
the
when it's
initiative that all the pairs above $100 will be
yes.
checked for free, I like that because
Yeah.
StockX they have a high fee procedure after that.
True.
That was another fumble that they were doing. So, but then StockX, the whole business was getting dirty. The CEO also stepped out, right?
Yeah.
Josh
Yeah.
Tuber, he also went off because of the whole credit card scam and then the
Yes.
fakes. So he got a share and he went out.
The database came out and stuff like that
Yeah,
happened. Yeah.
and so yeah, I don't trust StockX at all.
Sure, sure. I think yeah, that initiative is great for getting your product authenticated if above
Yeah,
$100. That's a good thing. But even to check those processes from eBay, I think majorly when it comes to India, there are not a lot of people who buy stuff from eBay when it comes to, hyped up sneakers or stuff like
and you
that.
cannot, you don't want to pay that custom duty
Yeah. And also at the
because
same,
since it's gonna come from eBay, they're gonna keep the label on with the value. You cannot
yes,
even get it undervalued later.
yeah. Yeah. And also at the same time, what happens is uh, most of the people whom I've seen who have bought it through eBay
Yeah.
are like guys like, Sean Das or Raman Parmar who are more into GRs and stuff like that. So they potentially go on and, they go ahead and buy stuff like
For them,
Saucony's.
the place is eBay only.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
type of sneakers
Saucony's.
that they buy,
Yeah.
it's eBay.
Yeah, Saucony's,
Because,
eBay, and stuff like that. And I think Sean also told me that he bought a pair of some Adidas basketball sneaker, which only released in US and
yeah,
stuff like that. So for that segment, for India, it's a great platform, right?
yeah.
But do you think so that people should potentially, get their products and start get buying it from eBay as well?
I mean, if they have reship outside, they should try it. I mean, I'm not commenting on it right now because I honestly haven't seen a single pair come out of eBay that I know my friend has got or anyone.
Yeah,
So, but if it's all smooth, they should try a reshipper or get the shipping process sorted.
yeah,
Because in India, one main problem is you cannot access the legit platforms and sellers because of custom duties.
yes,
No one wants to pay it. Then they have to look at alternatives and stuff, and that's how sometimes these guys end up with fakes.
yep,
So that's another thing.
true.
We don't have all the channels and availability available as outside. I mean, in UK also, we have mad customs. So that's why I can't even buy from Goat. But then I can get it reshipped to someone in the US, get it undervalued, and then it'll just sail through smoothly.
Yeah.
But in India, sometimes the pairs are getting stuck these days.
Yes.
Someone got charged a duty of 1 point something on a pair of UNCs that he bought 6 months back. And he
Okay.
had got it undervalued and everything. From Dubai, the package came in.
Okay.
So that was mad.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
So it depends.
this is something that we talked about even with our resellers panel. You also have to be sure about how you're getting it stores and whether you have all the legit stuff in your hand or not, like your basic licenses, GSTs, and stuff like that. Because
Yeah,
we had Ritesh also with us, and
yeah.
Ritesh is an OG. Ritesh knows his shit, and he has been doing it full time, starting from vintage. Now he has a platform also. So you might
Ritesh
be.
has a full reseller setup and everything. He helps me a lot
Yeah,
also. Shout out to Ritesh for that. So
yeah,
he did help me a lot while I was in India at the end, getting my packages and stuff.
yeah,
So because that's the thing now, people have reshippers and stuff. So that's how they get their products in India. Reshippers help you to undervalue it, but reshipping also you can do that when you have a mad scale of products going in,
yes,
your sales, because you don't want to get into losses, right?
yeah, true, makes
That's
sense.
the thing. Because the reshipper is going to cost a lot. You're getting the benefits, but it's going to cost.
Yeah,
So keeping all that in mind, it differs.
yeah, but eventually it saves up also, na, because if you're getting it
Yeah,
undervalued and you're getting it
for sure.
done by your side and all of that.
It does, but you need to have equivalent amount of sales, right?
True, true, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
So moving forward, like from all of this space, authentication platforms and all of that, we just talked about how these influencers or these
yeah.
people who have all this sort of credibility by their side, right? They push a platform, it becomes the talk of the town. and pretty much everyone, specifically when it concerns our community, everyone starts following it, right? Like
Yeah.
just the way check happened.
Yeah.
I think likewise in India also, this celebrity culture, the influencer culture is huge. And
It's
I think
huge.
it's not just about sneakers, but pretty much anything and everything that a famous face would just promote ahead on their Instagram, it would just go
Yeah.
bonkers, right?
It
Uh,
does.
and likewise, what I want to talk about is that a lot of these people, we've seen them promoting some, those UAs or AAA copies platforms. All of
Yeah.
us know about those people, right? So, what do you think about that? That is something that I want to know.
I mean, it's really messed up, firstly, because they're knowingly buying it.
Yeah,
And one influencer that all of us know about,
yeah,
the Sneaker King.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, yeah, so yeah, that guy, and he promoted a lot of this dirt.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
No,
blame
but
him till
besides,
date. He did. And
yeah,
then soon he got his friends into it, and they also promoted. I get too many DMs asking me, "Oh, is that page real?" And I'm like,
yeah,
"Bro, that's the most known fake page."
yeah,
Yeah,
true.
I mean, all of us know about that page. I don't know why
Yeah.
I'm forgetting the name.
Yeah. No, but besides that, also there are platforms who have it in their bio that they are
Yeah,
selling fakes, they are selling AAA
yeah,
copies and stuff like that. But still, there are people, there are influencers who are promoting that, and these are big names I'm talking about. I've seen a couple of these big boss contestants who get all this limelight all of a
yeah.
sudden,
I
and
don't
then
know
they,
who looking. Yeah, who's
yeah,
looking at Big Boss contestants and stuff.
yeah, so
See,
and they just go ahead. So the point over here is that these guys have masses, right? These
yeah, they
guys have
do.
masses. We are a very niche market.
We are.
Sneakers, from a perspective of the site or the type of commodity it is. Obviously, it's utility based, but as soon as hype gets attached to it, it's a very, very niche market.
Yeah.
Now, a person who doesn't know about this sort of a niche but is following you because of your face, because of your influence, for them,
Then you will
you
get
know,
trapped.
yeah, you will get trapped. And also at the
I
same time, you are not even educated enough to realize the fact that it's not even fair to wear a
It's
fake, something like that.
unethical.
It's
Yeah.
unethical. Yeah. But you don't realize it as a consumer because you
Right.
got introduced to that culture because of a face that was a potential influence. So you're
Yeah.
not educated enough. So what do you think about that, and
And
how
they
do we
do have
counter
this
that?
mentality, कि ये पहन रहे हो, real ही होगा and all that. Such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big guy is
ये
wearing it.
ये पहन रहा है तो रियली होगा, बट उसके अलावा
Yeah.
also there is this thing that they like to go for aesthetics and they like to go for that specific design of that sneaker, but
See,
not they don't they
counterfeits are there. You cannot deny it. At the
yeah,
start, only I told you that there are two types of people. One will wear it because it looks good,
yeah,
and they will say कि इतने का लिया है, यहाँ से है, real है या नहीं मेरे को नहीं पता.
yeah,
Simple as that.
yeah,
And the second category is the one who wears it and says it's real.
yeah.
The one who buys it and sells it as real.
No, but
So
also at the
there's
same
a
time,
fair difference.
there is a fair difference, 110%. But also at the same time, the point over here is that you, us, and all these other people who are a part of this community,
Yeah,
obviously it's a growing market, specifically India at this point in time. It's the level at which the sneaker culture is growing is great, because I think US, UK, and all of these platforms, all of these places, they have had their threshold now. जिन्होंने स्नीकर हेड बेसिकली बनना था वो बन चुके हैं. The people,
well established. I mean,
yeah,
there are
they
a
are
lot
well
of coming
established,
up
right?
also.
Yeah, but right now over here in India, it's a growing market, and we see like a lot of these uh, adults also getting into this thing,
Yeah, a
right?
lot of them.
A lot of them. But then
A
for
lot of
them, the
them.
influence is that okay, we've seen this guy wearing something like that. Now they don't know
Yeah.
about the pair; they just know how it looks. And as soon as
That's
they
a,
see
yeah,
some,
they'll send a photo and be like, I need this pair. Can you get
yeah,
me sorted? And I'm like,
exactly.
bro, this doesn't exist.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what? So how do we counter that? That's my question.
We cannot counter it. And that's a fact. We
Don't you
cannot
think
counter
so?
it.
Don't you think so that potentially, just a hypothetical thing as of now,
Yeah.
but potentially having someone of that sort of influence itself, and
Yeah.
if they start talking more about it, more or less,
They
but
can.
more or
They
less
can,
again.
but then there needs to be someone to support them and send that message through, right?
Yeah,
Firstly, they won't do it because they're getting all this 7A copy for free.
yeah,
Unko they're getting the supply, right?
yeah,
Their main thing is they're getting the supply and money in.
true.
Now, in this place, the job is which real reseller has the drive and the branding to
Yeah,
actually reach out to one of these guys and get it explained through them.
true.
Because if one is doing that, right, for the influencer, he's closing all the gates for the 7A copy, uh, basically stores
No,
that
but
they're
also at the
coming to
same,
them.
also
So
at the
that's how his
same,
income is also getting stopped.
true.
He's gonna
But
only have one source of income, that real
yeah,
seller who's gonna get his message out through the influencer. Now
no, but
all the
also at the
other
same
10,
time, for
7,
that
yeah,
influencer who's talking about these authentic stuffs and this and that and whatnot, he's indirectly calling out all those people who have pushed it ahead. So that
yeah,
also becomes a hit for them from an industry perspective,
yeah,
right? Because more or less they are a part of the same community. The entertainment industry is all like well connected and stuff like that.
yeah,
So for them,
that,
that also
so,
becomes a hit,
yeah,
right? So I think this is something that we have to more or less talk about. But yes, again, as you talked about the sneaker king, right? uh you
but
know
now
we,
he's buying legit.
yeah,
Yeah, now he's buying legit because now he's getting his pairs from Sneaky Mafia.
yeah, yeah,
The Shant and the boys over Krishna,
yeah,
they are
shout out
really,
to them.
really
They're
nice
doing some
guys.
great job.
They are some great guys, and I also check for them sometimes.
Yeah,
I have this thing going with them off and on. So yeah, and they buy their pairs from the correct sources and they get it triple checked. So I know that those guys are doing really good.
yeah,
It's how ethical your inner working is also, right? Because
yeah,
some resellers I know who have big flow of inventory, but they aren't checking their pairs.
yes. They just want to
So
hold
that's
on a
one thing.
pair to like have their own influence also to the values
They
eventually.
bought it knowing that it's real.
Yeah,
They're buying it from legit source. They are buying a full price, but in today's date, honestly, you cannot tell from where's the real pair coming, where's the fake pair coming.
yeah.
I've seen fake pairs in Flight Club now, Stadium Goods,
Okay.
which was never happening before. But Stadium Goods pairs also I've seen fakes.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah,
So as I was saying, just the way we talked about the sneaker king.
yeah,
Besides that, like during this whole process wherein you were doing all these legit checks, you were authenticating
yeah.
sneakers and all of that, we also saw you calling out a lot of people for wearing
Yeah.
fakes and stuff like that, right?
Wearing
Through your
fakes?
wearing fakes, like
I
fake,
don't really remember, but yeah.
you
I've done a lot of that now, so
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So through your platform, and I won't say like you've done it through your stories. You obviously had like a very niche audience. For them it was
Yeah.
relevant enough to talk about, to spread their thing around, right? You've done that. uh, Now this is something that a very mass level Yeezy Buster was doing
Yeah.
internationally, right?
Hmm.
And India as a market was very niche, and I think for them it's also, people are comfortable to even accepting the fact that okay, they got scammed or stuff like that. but
Yeah.
over here but over here they just try to shut you down and something like that. Because I
Yeah.
remember we also did that for someone, as I said, like someone from the big boss community. And we did that through our platform, and we called that guy out, and immediately the stories got deleted and stuff like that,
That happens
right?
a lot.
And that time it happened, but 1 week after, again he pushed it ahead, because the platform also must have said that okay, the thing has died down, now you can push it ahead or something like that,
Hmm.
right? So that's a
So
different segment, altogether. But is there any funny story to it, or is there some crazy story to it wherein you've potentially called out someone and something might have happened or what?
so this happened with probably all of us. So Sneaker King only.
Yeah, okay,
His source. Okay, let's talk. I'm talking about his source, right?
okay,
So at a point he scammed too many people. And we tried to talk about it in one of the groups. And what happened was somehow he reported it to police, and police
okay,
got after these guys. So after that
okay.
day, no one spoke about him on the groups or anything.
Yeah,
Still now we cannot, because in matters like these, you're getting police involved.
yeah,
And he claimed that we are basically bantering and saying unethical things about his brand and store.
Yeah.
We're the ones who are polluting his name.
Okay.
His pollution wasn't even seen in that. Our part was seen that we're the ones who are spreading hate towards him. And
Okay.
police got involved and stuff. So after that day, we couldn't even take his name. That
Okay.
happened a lot.
Okay.
So it's really scary out here. I mean, rather than that, I haven't had any problems because I don't really like to call out people publicly,
Okay.
firstly. Publicly, I won't call out anyone, honestly. Because it doesn't really matter to me what someone wearing. He's wearing it for himself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing. I wear stuff for myself. Everyone wears stuff for themselves. So it's still him only. But if he's selling it, then of course I'm gonna call him out.
But if he's
If
promoting
he's
it,
selling
yeah.
it as real, yeah, then I will call him out.
Okay. Okay.
So
But
that's
I've
one
seen,
thing.
yeah, but I've seen again at the same time, like people who are a part of this community, people who try and follow us through our platforms also.
Yeah.
Like if we see something which is a potential fake, we just go to their DMs, we just tell them that, okay, bro, this
Yeah, this
potentially is a
doesn't look
fake.
right.
Yeah, this doesn't look right. Please go ahead, get it authenticated, or at least if not, if you are not aware of it, then
Hmm.
might as well just remove the post and just go through the thing. Because at the same time, it's about, as we just talked about, there are so many
That
fakes,
happened
there's
with
so many
me
things.
once, right? And then I cannot take names or anything. I got damn scared after that because the way he threatened me, I was
Okay.
like, shit, I'm done.
No, so this happened with me. This happened with me because I had a pair. You know about it. You know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. I
yeah,
had a
yeah,
pair, and I'm not ashamed to say that, yes, I potentially flexed it, but it was not even a post, it was on a story. But obviously, shout out to ISD. The guys told me, and again, at the same time, they were supporting enough to understand the fact that, okay, and
yeah,
that was way back. Though that pair was like an OG pair of some really hyped up silhouette. So I got there. And I think at this point in time wherein we are trying to build a community. Community is all about supporting at the end of the day, right?
yeah,
We are trying to build a community. I think we should not be ashamed of such things, because I know a couple of people who got called out like that, and not even publicly, just into their DMs, and they vanished. They ghosted everything, from everywhere. Like
yeah,
they deleted all the groups, like themselves only, because they felt that, okay, it's gonna be a shame to their name, this, that, and whatnot. They deleted all the groups, deleted their Instagram and stuff like that. So for them, first of all, I would like to tell you guys, you don't have to worry. You just have to accept it, that yes, it was a potential fake, you were not
yeah.
aware of it, and just be like graceful about it. You don't
See,
have to.
now there are two sides to the story, right? Some people are aware and some people are not aware.
Yeah.
So 2 years back, okay, funny story. Almost 2 years now, there was this guy on some group.
Okay.
So what happened? He was in Bombay, and now he used to buy pairs a lot. He had almost everything,
Sure.
every single off white he had at that point. At that point, having off whites was a very very
So
big
yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he used to have pairs, and then he used to wear it and then just sell it.
Okay.
He was throwing mad steals at people. He was
Okay.
just selling it. And one day, what happened? The pair showed up to my table, and that had ink marks.
Okay.
I said that's fake. Okay, now let's get that aside. Another guy came up. I bought this pair from him only. I checked it. Fake. 10 more people came out. Fake, 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 fake.
Okay.
And at the end, everyone got to know that this guy was selling fakes.
Okay.
So what used to happen is he used to buy the UAs, wear it, and just sell it.
Okay.
And all these guys thought because of his reputation and stuff
Yeah.
that he's selling real pairs.
Yeah, I
Be
think this is
he was
something.
making his money back and buying some real pairs also in between.
Okay.
Because obviously, if he's buying a UA, it's gonna cost him 18 to 20,000 max.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
he used to sell it for like 50, 60,000.
An
Because
off-white.
yeah, and off-white because
Okay.
market value to off-white he was like 80K on that pair.
Yeah, yeah,
So he
yeah,
used to sell it for 50, 60,000. He has made a lot in that process that he can
yeah.
buy a real pair also now.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
that's how you can trust. That's how people were trusting each other. Now, what I tell people is never trust the source. Look at
Yeah,
the pair.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Simple
think
as
this.
that.
Yeah.
I cannot
Again,
trust the source anymore.
we had a word about this in the resellers panel, wherein
Yeah.
even if, like, potentially, if we can say that Viraj has been in the game for so long,
Yeah.
Viraj has like a great audience,
Hmm.
and he has been a plug for so many celebrities, but still
Yeah.
he was also vocal about it, that even if you buy it from me, I know that someone's gonna buy from a potential reseller and pay
Yeah.
a premium. Say, for example, I can be a part of a group. I can get, say, for a sneaker retails at 14 grand and has a resale value of say 20, 25, right?
Hmm.
But with Viraj, you're gonna invest another 3 to 4 grand as a premium,
Yeah.
right? That's gonna be a staple. That's gonna be a staple for everyone who is an established reseller, right?
Yeah.
So for that, you're basically paying that premium because you trust that person. But even if you do that, once you get the pair in your hand, it's your responsibility, it's your duty to get that authentication thing done.
See, that's what happened with him the other day. You know this incident or not? We were
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about it. We've been talking since 5 minutes.
We
This
had that
kid,
entire story over here, the biohack.
he called me and no, he DM'd me and then I asked him, VJ, is this the guy? He said, yeah, this is the guy. And then I saw the pair and I'm like, I checked it. And then he's like, okay, then can you tell me if it's real or fake? I'm like, bro, you gotta pay first. Free ki service nahi
Yeah,
hai. See, this
yeah.
is another thing that people have come up to me. They're like, they just shoot the photos to me and then be like, real or fake.
Yeah.
Okay, firstly, okay, and there have been incidents where people send me on-feed photos. I'm like,
Okay.
bro, my magnifying glass new, firstly.
Okay.
And secondly, you got to provide me everything.
Yeah.
And then after that, they're like, bro, you should do this for the community free and all that. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
doing it. Simple. So he sent it to me, and then he went ahead and pulled out. Then he said, "Bro, I'll pay you tomorrow morning, but check app and legit check app. I put it through them, and then it says fake. So I'm in really bad help. If you can tell me right now only." I didn't give him the result on the pair. I just sent
Yeah.
him two profiles: check app Buster and
Yeah.
legit check Buster. These two
Yeah.
profiles, and then I told him, "Don't trust the apps, please."
Yeah.
Simple as that. And after that, he vanished.
Yeah. I think this is the entire story we talked about. Like we had like an elaborative discussion for that, and I think that's
I
really
was
important.
speaking to him before your panel.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I was speaking right before he said that I have a panel I need to go for. I'm like, okay, cool, we'll talk about it later. But that kid didn't stop. He was eating my head at one point. So I just
Okay.
muted him and then just, I'm not dealing with him.
Sure. 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 So yeah, I think just a second. What is this? Sorry. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think again the responsibility for you as a consumer, as a customer, it's always gonna be on you because you are that guy who's investing your money,
yeah,
right? And even if, say, for example, if I'm investing even 15 grand on a pair, 15 grand still for an economy like ours, it's still huge.
it's a lot.
And you can't be like that, okay, 15 grand mein fake aa gaya, to let it be. Just doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
Of course, like you can have big pockets, you can have ample of money by your side to invest on your sneaker closet or whatsoever. But still, even if, say, considering you get scammed, or if you get fakes for 15 grands each, and you buy like pairs like that, like 10 pairs of like that, it's still like a lakh and a half.
yeah.
So what's the point? Might as
There's
well
no
invest
point.
like those 2 3 extra grand in with like buying from a someone like a trusted source, or
Yeah.
get it authenticated from filthy. And yeah.
I mean, let me be honest with you. I've been authenticating very less since I've moved to London
Yeah. Yeah.
because honestly, and I've changed it. I've reduced the fee also, and secondly, I've changed the procedure to I won't be taking any guarantee when it comes to photos because in photos it's not that
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
But when I'm over here and I'm checking pairs in hand, then I take full responsibility for it.
Sure. Sure. And
Yeah, then the fee is different.
also the fact that you give like a proper certificate and all also.
Yeah, I did. I did. So right before I was going during lockdown, I started this. So what happened in the middle was there were these kids who went off telling people that we have Dior's, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
basically I got a call from Shash. He's like, "Yo, what's up? Do you know this kid?" I'm like, "No." He's basically selling me Dior's, saying that for authentication purposes we get our pairs checked from them. We've got our pairs checked from him.
Okay.
And okay, then I tell him, bro, I don't know this guy, and then he just gives me his number, and then he says, just say that you're Shash's friend, and this has happened, and you want to buy a pair of Dior. So I contact that guy, like, yo, bro, what's up, and then how are you doing? I'm good. So I'm like, do you have a resale page or anything? He's like, no, I just deal in Dior's. I was
Okay.
on a call. I called him up especially for this. I just deal in Dior's.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool. And then what happened was later I'm speaking to him, right? And then I'm like, so what do you think about authenticity and stuff? How are you guaranteeing your pairs?
Okay.
So we get our pairs checked. And he's like, we get our pairs checked from Filthy Kicks.
Okay.
At that point, I was like,
See, that's the
bro,
problem. People don't
yeah, who are you
understand.
talking to? I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't checked shit for you, brother. And then I told him, then I started like, I obviously knew he's a kid, right? He was a
Yeah.
16-year-old. So I'm like, I'm going to report you in police and stuff and all that. I just started playing around with him. And then next thing I know is next morning I have a full spam from him of 50
Okay.
messages. Sorry, brother. Sorry, this,
Yeah.
that. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
But
the point
apparently they
is,
did sell a pair on my name. So that was really shocking.
okay.
Yeah. And now I don't know what happened because obviously I haven't checked it.
Okay. So
All the pairs
there's,
that I checked, so basically I had this thing. Any pair before above 50 grand, you have to ship it to me if you want guarantee on that pair.
okay.
And then I'll check it for you.
Okay.
And then I used to check it. I used to do UV test,
Yeah.
smell and everything. Is not a used pair, of course.
Yeah.
Used pair I used to do what's required, and then I used to check the pair box and everything. And when it's done, I used to send it back with a certificate if it's legit.
Okay.
And likewise, I was middlemaning for people like this.
Okay.
So you ship it to me. If it passes my authenticity,
Yeah.
then you do the deal, and then I'll ship the best rate to you.
Okay.
So middlemaning was all this was doing good for me, but obviously I cannot be doing all of this while I'm in London
Yeah.
because internationally you can't ship the pair. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
10,000 रुपए लग जाएगा. उससे better I'll source it for you. Filthy resells, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So now the other day about this pair only, we all were sitting. So the guy asked me. So this pair only I checked. I told you about the pair. I had checked the paper off, and then I knew it was fake. So that pair, he also asked me that if you're not over here, because I told him every pair I check now is in hand mainly. So then he said, "You're not over here. What's the next place we can check it through?"
Yeah.
I told him straight up, look, because he's a close friend of mine. I told him straight up that get it checked through a guy who's been dealing with sneakers as a daily base and
Yeah.
who knows his shit, who opens pairs dailies, who looks at consistencies dailies, whose inventory flow is high, but keeps care for it. Like VJ,
Yeah.
you can contact him. VJ has a heavy inventory flow, and then he checks his pairs also. So is Free Society. Free
Yeah.
Society also Sahil and Shasha checking the pairs themselves.
Yeah.
And they've got Abhishek, they've got people who are into this and who are checking pairs.
Yeah.
Manan, Cop Underdog,
Exactly.
3, 4 people they have who are in the community who are running a store.
Yeah.
Likewise, they check it. Like in stores also, that's why I used to recommend like outside in the UK, US, and Canada probably authentication is not a business like India I was doing. I cannot do it over there because people know their shit. They have been
Yeah.
looking at pairs. Retail pairs are there. There's availability of retail pairs.
Yeah.
So they can look at the inconsistencies. In India, I'm glad that we're getting all the Jordans and all the pairs now over here.
Yeah.
So we can look at the retail versions and look at the inconsistencies and judge a pair at least.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing we're getting into.
Yeah. That makes sense. That does. Uh, so there's this one thing. This is personally my ideology. Like you know me, I'm not
Yeah.
into I'm not into hype. I'm not into major stuff, and
Yeah.
like that, right? And I like to I have a different taste to things. The way I aesthetically try to style myself, this, that, and whatnot.
Yeah.
That this has also been because for me personally, as soon as I realized that okay, one with hype there's definitely a lot of money involved,
Yeah.
right?
A lot.
I can love a pair, like a Travis, but I would not go ahead and invest a lakh of rupees on that,
More
right?
than that
Where
now.
more than that now, exactly.
Yeah.
But potentially I can get somewhere like around easily 5 to 6 pairs, which are still beautiful pairs,
Yeah.
right? Which are still beautiful pair, but obviously it's just the Travis tag which is not attached to it. So
Yeah.
that's a different ball game. But I think again, this goes for that space wherein you want those aesthetics or not. So that's why I think because they run after the aesthetics, they go ahead and they buy fakes,
Yeah.
My ideology says that rather than buying fakes, go for something which is an authentic product, maybe not as hyped, right? But still a good looking pair. So, what do you think about that? Like, for example, I would personally say, aesthetically, I love the 750s. I love the chocolate colorway,
Okay.
right? But obviously, the prices have been skyrocketed and everything,
Yeah.
right? So for me, I would invest in something like a tubular, and that's
Yeah,
something
you
that I,
can.
yeah, that is something that I won't even like hesitate to beat around, right? For chocolates, since I've invested so much of money, I'll be very careful that okay, this is the sort of a sneaker event, I'll go ahead and wear this, that,
Yeah.
right? But tubulars I can beat around and I can style myself accordingly on daily basis. So what do you think about that?
750s
Should,
you cannot wear daily for sure.
yeah, exactly.
I owned it for 10 full minutes.
Okay.
The minute I said, I'm like, no, this has to go.
Sure.
Uncomfortable app, and I could not do it. So yeah, that was the whole thing. So with this, you're right at one point. So there are a lot of people who say that you're buying such expensive pairs and stuff. Like I have this conversation with a lot of my friends who say, because I have been spending a lot since the past 6 months
Okay.
than last year, I would say. Last year, I was barely buying anything because school
Sure.
boards and everything. Also, I was
Sure.
mainly investing my time into, and with sneakers also, the thing with me personally is that I don't buy sneakers very often. I'm not a sneakerhead.
Okay.
Let me be honest.
Sure.
You can put me into hype beast or anything. I'm into
Sure.
fashion as a whole. So for me, investing into sneakers is not as much of making sense as investing into clothing and stuff.
Sure.
I would like to, if you give me like 5 lakhs, then give me two options. Buy any sneakers of your choice, buy any clothing of your choice. I'll go for the clothing.
Sure.
So what I do with my closet and sneakers is I'll buy one really hype pair
Sure.
in a month, you can say, probably around a lakh. I'll buy but only one of them.
Sure.
Because some people are telling me you're buying such expensive pairs and anything, but now you look at it like this, and the same guy, he's buying every easy on every drop.
Yeah.
I won't do that. So the way that goes is you're spending 20K every week, right?
Yeah.
वो मिला के 1 लाख हो जाता है.
Exactly.
They don't look at that.
Yeah.
I'm spending that one altogether in one pair. That's how
Yeah.
it works with me. So
Sure.
it all depends, right? So what are you looking for? Quantity or quality at that
Yeah.
point?
Yeah.
That's this whole topic. Now you're saying you're gonna buy tubulars, right?
Yeah.
And you can buy various pairs like that
Exactly.
under that one ka bracket.
Yeah.
And you can style them where also.
Exactly.
So you're getting good quality and quantity at the same time.
Exactly.
And I'm getting one quality. So that's
Yeah.
another thing that you're comparing in that case,
Yeah,
I
but
would say.
this is majorly why I'm talking is because again there are people, again at the same time wherein people buy fakes knowingly that they
Yeah.
are buying fakes only because of the aesthetics. But I think even if you want to go for aesthetics, then might as well invest into something which aesthetically is still sound, aesthetically is still great, but it's just not that pair. It's just not that
Yeah.
hyped up pair, right? So I think Mocha is a great example. Mocha is
Yeah.
a great colorway. Likewise, I think just the way we said, like from a colorway perspective, we can still say that the Royal Toes were a good pair.
I don't like them to be honest. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, but I think people were still comparing it with the fragments, and
That's all bullshit. I was sorry for my language, but
sure,
that was, you can beat that out. I don't know if I'm going right with this whole language
okay,
thing. You can,
no,
yeah, sorry
that's
for
not a
that.
problem.
Yeah, so that's the thing with Royal Toes and fragments. I don't know how people comparing fragments. You look at the leather
Only because of the
quality and
colorway. Only because of the colorway. There's nothing else.
yeah, so that was like real stupid. For like
Yeah,
real fragment collectors, that was an abuse. So I was speaking to one of them, and Vihan,
yeah,
Vihan, okay, he's a fragment geek. He loves fragments,
yeah.
and
I think he
he's the
sourced most of the threes for the people in India.
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Threes
So,
everyone got from Dubai. So with Vihan, the thing is, he's a personal collector more of his own. He's not a reseller.
yeah.
He's a personal collector,
Okay.
and he's a collector who has a probably one of the most differentiated stuff. He's
Okay.
gonna collect stuff like Chrome Hearts jeans, and then he has like Goros. and all of this stuff. Mastermind, he's into these days. We have a lot of conversations about Mastermind.
Okay.
Fragment, he's a big Fragment geek.
Okay.
Like in India, if I'm telling you anyone is holding super legit fragments, it's him.
Okay.
I know him. He's willing to cash out people with real fragments instantly
Okay.
because he knows the values of the pairs. And if anyone I want the fragment to get checked through, I'll trust Vihan more than anyone in India at this point.
Okay.
So shout out to him for that. I mean, we have conversations at all times about fakes and stuff because he's also part of a store right outside. So he looks at pairs daily when they are coming out and what's the difference in inconsistencies. So that's how you're trusting people with experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I won't be trusting anyone who's running the business but not into it since a long time because
Yeah.
उसने देखा ही क्या है? What
Exactly.
inconsistencies does he know in a pair?
Exactly.
So that's how you can trust people also with it. I mean, like Cop Underdog, they have good working.
Yeah.
VJ, they have good working. They have good inventory flow. They've been seeing it for a while. So they know their stuff. So it depends also again, how's the pair coming through?
Sure, sure. That does make sense. So pretty much, in a nutshell, I would say, don't start spamming your favorite influencers or your
Yeah,
friends around with the images saying fake hai, real hai, ya fake hai, whatever. You know, and
yeah.
rather than that, just get it professionally done or ask the right people. Just the way we
Or
said,
ask the
people.
right people, yeah. Take opinions here and there,
Yeah,
but don't be misguided through one big opinion. कि इस बंदे ने बोल दिया he has a big collection, then
yeah,
पक्का ऐसा है. No,
yeah.
don't. Ask various people who are reputable, and then what's the conclusion? Then you can probably trust it.
Sure, sure.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, and also at the same time, the fact that these apps are usually AI based, so
Yeah,
please
they're AI
don't
based.
don't trust these
Don't.
apps.
It's a taboo. I would say don't. But apparently, what check claims is that two human authenticators are rechecking the pairs. I don't think
Okay,
so because no
I also
one will
don't think so.
have the time to check so many. Check is getting a lot of pairs in a day.
Okay,
I mean, there are UA websites which send their pairs to check
okay,
and then claim that our pairs pass check, so you should buy US from us.
yeah. Also, like on this point, I remember earlier there was this one. There's this one friend of mine who sent me a profile of
Yeah,
some Chinese guy. So what he was doing is he was sourcing the material used on any and every sneaker because more or less Yeezys, Jordans, and stuff like that they were getting made in China only.
yeah,
So he was sourcing all the material from their factories and whatever leftovers are, sourcing that and making the entire shoe like in his workshop.
that's UA only basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the
We
whole
can see
idea of
that
UA.
UA, but also at the same time, the fact was that obviously he was good with his craftsmanship, that he was
Yeah,
selling all those pairs to StockX. He was not selling it anywhere else. He was selling it
yeah,
all to StockX, and it was getting
that
sold.
yeah, that was there. I think so on UA plug or
Okay.
UA bat. There's this place called as UA bat. I mean, okay, firstly, disclaimer, guys, don't go ahead and purchase these pairs and try
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
abuse the community later. We're telling you all these websites and stuff just to make awareness. Okay,
Yeah.
so UA bat, they pass pairs through GOAT apparently.
Okay.
That moment I shat in my pants. Pairs are passing GOAT. That's a big thing now.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
GOAT is the best authentication and pairs are passing GOAT. I mean,
yeah. And that's exactly what we were talking about because Goat is taking a premium. They have their own warehousing. They invest in sneakers. They're not just like middlemen like StockX or whatever.
yeah,
They have their own warehouses. I think now they have two. And there's big investments involved. And that's the reason why you pay a premium. And as soon as you realize that, okay, something like that is also happening, that's a big deal. Like, so in that case, whom to trust? It's like that.
yeah. In today's date, you cannot trust anyone, and that's a fact. You only look at the pair, that's it. Where the pair's coming from, that's it. You just look at that.
Sure, sure,
And that's why I tell people try to buy it right after the release.
sure.
or have a contact which you know that is going to get it straight from the release.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then you can get into big trouble. Now, obviously, you cannot do that for all the pairs.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot get a fragment in today's date because
Yeah.
ho gaya release, up to time ho gaya. So that's the thing now. So with old pairs, you have to be even more careful because now
Sure.
old pairs are coming up dead stock suddenly.
Yeah.
That's a trouble because there weren't even so many quantities. And you tell me at that point how many resellers were there?
Yeah.
Most of them went to consumers only, right?
Exactly.
And they would have owned their pairs. So how they
At
still
least
dead stock
once.
so many pairs? Yeah, it's all rubbish these days. Too many fakes.
True. True.
That's
Uh,
another reason I don't even get to buying sneakers too much.
okay. Yeah.
Nowadays, whatever pairs I buy, which is hype, I make sure that there's a receipt with it, or I know from where was the pair bought, as in a
Sure.
retail source.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think um, like we've talked about how to get it authenticated, this, that, and whatnot. But if from India, if there's someone who wants to buy a sneaker, according to you, like whom should they hit up? Like all these reselling pages, whom you trust,
Okay. So VJ.
besides filthy resales, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So VJ.
Yeah. For sure.
VJ you can trust, and then Cop Underdog you can trust. His working is really good.
Yeah.
They also He's one of the silent killers out there, let me tell you.
Yeah.
He does it in silence. No one knows what he's doing, and he's gonna push out a lot of pairs.
Yes.
So Manan, Cop Underdog, and then Sneaky Mafia. Grailed,
Grilled.
he's been
Yeah.
doing really well.
Yeah.
And Grailed, I know because he shows me his pairs a lot.
Okay.
Whenever he's in doubt, he's gonna send me pictures and ask me twice.
Sure.
So that's one thing. Grailed, you can trust. Sneaker Jeans also, he also takes care of his pairs.
Sure.
Rep Dog Crew ho gaya,
Yeah.
these guys. Yeah,
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
all
Definitely.
these guys I would say.
And now talking about filthy resales,
Yeah.
what is it that we can expect out of that platform and what's coming in?
So filthy resells, right? So basically, you can expect a lot of what I would say sneakers. You can get a lot of them in India, firstly, right?
Okay.
What we offer more is clothing.
Okay.
You gotta have some fresh clothing with your kicks, man. I mean,
Yes.
you can see on my page also the number of clothing I have moved. Probably anyone has moved in India till now.
So is it
And
more
all
of designer
prices,
stuff or is it more of hyped up stuff?
everything. I can get you
Okay.
designer under retail if you
Okay.
want. Straight, and I provide straight from the store with the receipts.
Okay.
So yeah, like Chrome Hearts, I'm obsessed with it. Sorry. So
Sure.
Chrome Hearts is like my main thing right now,
Okay.
and Chrome Hearts, I can do that for you. Everything. I go to the store and I FaceTime you. It's more like
Okay.
a personal shopper's experience I give.
Sure. Sure.
A lot of people have bought Chrome Hearts from me, Karan Khatri, and a
Yeah.
lot of people. And I'm bringing a lot of Chrome Hearts to Delhi right now in general, in India. And it's been doing well because suddenly the brand just went off.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously targeting more of that. And in India, the thing is you have a lot of sneakers, right?
Yes.
Everyone has access to sneakers, but barely anyone's doing clothing.
True.
So yeah, I provide a lot of clothing. So
Okay.
clothing, I have a lot of steals. Sneakers, you're gonna find me selling pairs at par.
Okay.
What everyone in India is selling basically. Sometimes a little higher also
Okay.
because I only buy it from trusted sources firstly.
Sure.
And but India also, all these resellers, you can go ahead and buy with them. See, at the end of the day, you have to look at your pocket also, right? Your
True.
economics.
True.
You don't want to spend wastefully, right? So I
Exactly.
don't tell people like if I know someone has a pair, I will say go ahead and buy it from him.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So likewise, it works
No,
that
but
way. And
also for this also,
yeah,
like we were having a word with Viraj. So the
yeah,
point over here was that if I have money and if I want to buy it for my personals, right?
yeah,
Then even if I'm paying a premium of say 5 to 7 grands, it's gonna be worth it because one, I'm paying a premium because I know the fact that it's from a trusted source, it's a legit pair, it's gonna be a legit pair. That is one. And two, I'm only going to have a look at its resale value if I want to potentially, flip it off.
yeah,
But if it's my personal, then might as well just invest it right away,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
it's also about when you want it, what you want it, and
See, that's
what's
another
the,
thing. People DM me saying that, bro, I'm looking for personals actually, so can you give me a good price?
yeah,
I'm like, bro, if you're buying it for personals, you're the end consumer, right?
yeah,
Then I'll give you an end consumer price. If you were a reseller,
exactly,
then it was understandable. I would have been giving you a little less so that you can
sure,
also make margin on it and sell. I don't know what this mentality with people. They DM saying personals
yeah, yeah,
chahiye, and then you're like, we last night someone wrote on ISG only our group that I want to trade my biohacks or Royal Toast for a pair of mochas.
yeah, yeah,
Someone
yeah,
please bless me, and we blessed him by kicking him out of the group
sure.
because, bro,
That
what do
doesn't
you?
make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, so with filthy resales, it's straight. Okay, personal है कुछ भी है. Our price is the same.
Sure,
Unless you're buying too much of quantity from me at one point,
sure,
my price is same for you. Whether you're a reseller, personal, you're gonna sell it for 10 times more, whatever.
sure.
Price is same for everyone.
Sure, sure, sure. That's great. So again,
Yeah,
there are like two ways to go about it. First of all, if it's a personal, then you don't have to care about the resale values. I would personally suggest that. Right? If it's a
yeah.
personal and you like the pair, you want it desperately, just go ahead and
See,
buy it.
exactly. That's what I say. When you like something, there's no limit to it.
Exactly.
That's my
That's the
ideology. Like,
only reason why sneakers have so much of value, because at the end of the day, it's on your feet, right?
yeah,
So
it's on your feet. You like
you
it.
can
You
invest
feel
a lakh of,
confident wearing it. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you
So
can
that's the
invest a
thing.
lakh of rupees, and there are sneakers worth 5 grand also.
Yeah.
So it's completely your choice. That is one. But two, at the same time, you should know when to buy what, because I see a lot of people who are like, bro, I bought these Pumas for for retail and stuff like that. But I'm like, I never buy Pumas for retail. It's because potentially a month or 2 months down the
Value.
line, you'll find it marked down,
That's
right?
that. Yeah. See,
So
that's
I
what happened stupidly with me 2 weeks back. So, okay, I bought these pair of triple S's.
okay,
I wanted a pair of triple S's desperately. I wanted to try them. So, okay, and Black Friday was in 2 weeks probably.
okay,
So I was just sitting with my friend and I asked him how the Black Friday sales over here. And then he said, this pair's at least gonna go like 50% markdown value.
okay,
Okay. And guess what? I went ahead and bought it at full price that very week because I wanted it. And after 2 weeks, I get a
sure.
spam from everyone that it went on 50% off. And like, bro, when I like something,
Yeah,
I don't want to deny it unless it's something stupid that I'm going for. Like, I like a pair. My all-time grail is Wahlburgers.
yeah.
I don't know if you know about them, Jordan 4 Wahlburger, but then that's valued like 14
Four and a half.
lakhs. INR.
Okay. Okay.
INR 14 lakhs. And then now the thing is, it's not like I cannot afford it. It's like, am I willing to spend that much on
Yeah,
one whole pair?
exactly. That's
Because
the
firstly, sneakers, they don't matter too much to me. I would rather buy
sure.
so much of clothing and so many other beautiful sneakers that I can match up in. I can make a whole closet in that much probably.
Exactly, exactly. That's
So
huge amount.
yeah, that's a huge amount. So that's
Sure.
another thing. People need to have the guts to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the limit of how much are you willing to do.
Sure. That does make sense. But
Yeah,
all yeah, so it's again, first of all, a personal choice. And two, the fact that you have to be aware of things happening around you.
yeah, you
So
do.
for that, I would just say, to begin with, make sure you guys follow Filthy, may and Filthy Resales,
Yeah,
right? Because
both.
I think that is something which, from a clothing perspective, just the way you said, I think that's something what's needed also. It's, we barely find some good clothing stuff over here. Like the maximum we go ahead would be like some Travis merch or ASSCs. That's like a huge splurge. But
Yeah,
rest, it's all majorly again because of accessibility. We found the niche that okay,
exactly.
sneaker is a
So
demand,
you
so
tell me
that's why
that
we
there's
see.
no access to off-white in India, right?
Yeah.
I'll get you off-white under retail. Shameless
Okay.
plug, sorry, but yeah, but I can get you that stuff. So it depends on accessibility also. Now we're getting pairs from Nike India,
Yeah.
right? A lot of these are coming, a lot of kids are hitting these days.
Yeah.
And
Sneakers.
people now specifically are writing on their Instagram stories. So this is a common thing, right? People write want to
Yeah.
buy pairs, right? So they are writing want to buy Nike India pairs.
Okay.
That solves a lot. So I recommend a lot of people to do that because
Sure.
then you're getting the source and the receipt.
Yeah.
So I recommend a lot of people to go for the Nike India pairs preferably
Sure. Sure.
because
Sure.
you're getting the receipt and the source of authenticity.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Of
Yeah.
course. So, Filthy, thank you so very much for doing this, bro. I think this was really, really insightful. I think for the people who, I think authentication is really important in general when it comes
Yeah, it
to our
is.
niche, considering the fact, just the way we talked about, India is like the biggest potential consumer of counterfeits.
Yeah.
And you can either buy it knowingly or you might get scammed unknowingly. But authentication is always important. Before we close this down, is there anything else that you would like to share, Aaron?
I would just like to tell everyone that buy your pairs securely. I mean, so the way I will just run you down to it once. Okay, so when you go to a trustable page, look at the references, look at the amount of deals he's done, and then talk to two, three people about it. Get a report. You can talk to any influential people in the industry or any known sneakerheads like Sehaj, Speedy
Yeah,
Bro, anyone, Addy Bro. You can just DM them and then ask them. So all these guys, and at last, I would just like to tell you some real legit pages. VJ, Heatwave, Grailed, Sneaker Jeans, Cop Underdog, and CDC.
yeah,
All these guys. Okay, you can trust them. Indian SSTs, again a good one. These guys. So the thing with these guys is they have been there for a while, right, guys? So
yeah,
they check their pairs a lot. They know what comes out, what doesn't come out. They have
yes,
been in conflicts before. They have dealt with situations. The new age resellers, they are getting into it slowly, but then they don't know how to deal with situations properly. So if you
exactly.
want a really, really secure option and secure your pairs properly, then buy through these sellers for sure.
Yeah,
And secondly, if you're buying pairs in today's date, I would recommend go for the Nike India pairs. We're getting a lot of it now. Super
yeah,
Kicks is providing pairs, and Veg Non-Veg is providing pairs. Nike India is providing pairs. So actually go for those pairs because you're getting to know the source of it. So you
exactly.
can, while you're selling it further, also after using it down the line in some years, if you're planning on to holding them, you have the receipts or proof of purchase.
Sure.
You also won't have a problem, and if it's a person also, you'll obviously feel confident while copying them.
Yeah, yeah,
Simple as that.
yeah.
That's all I would just like to say.
And of course, before we end this thing, what I want to know is, and what everyone else also would like to know is, that how can they hit you up to get their sneakers authenticated, even if it's, only on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, so you can DM me on Filthy Resells. I authenticate over there now. So you can DM me. I'll get back to you probably with the time difference. So I'll get back to you in like 2, 3 hours, probably during the midday. And I only check, so sorry for that, but I only check 10 pairs a day
Oh,
because I'm not hungry for profit. 10 pairs also, I take my time and I'm going to check
yeah,
it in photos.
yeah.
So yeah, simple as that.
So be sure that there is potentially a chance that your authentication certificate might take some time,
I
because
don't
there's
provide certificates if it's not in hand. So
okay,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But still, the
But by the time
authentication.
I'm here till 8th, so you guys, I'm taking pairs like 2, 3 pairs a day minimum now.
Sure.
So you can hit me up, send your pairs, and then I'll be most happy to check it. And for you guys to authenticate stuff properly, I can give some tips if we aren't running
Yeah,
out of
yeah, yeah.
time.
No, 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 no worries.
So yeah, so one really, really essential thing I want you guys to do is, fuck. Yeah, get yourself one of these. Okay, this is very important, especially if you're a reseller and you're selling pairs. This is very important. So this is a UV light. With this, the thing is you can actually run it down the pairs, and then you can see different patterns. So now the thing with fake pairs is, now these fake factories, they're getting so good that they also want people to know about their product. So what they do is they put a stamp on pairs,
Okay,
and that stamp can be seen under a UV light. So I'll provide you with a video of that also later if it's not
sure.
showing up right now on my screen. So what happens is you just take the light and just run it down, and then you'll see marks and stuff. So that stamp is going to tell you that the pair is fake, and you have to run it down on the box and the pair as well. That does not guarantee that it's fully legit, but then that's a quick test run you do on your pairs to at least be sure for once. That's like an instant check sort of procedure, a measure you should be taking with all your pairs to run a UV light down the pairs. Simple, you have to do that.
So, anything else, bro?
Yeah. Rest all you cannot, like, no, that's it probably. And then just check everything and don't buy all these pairs which are coming without the box these days in the market. Early
Yeah,
pairs, early links,
yeah.
no box pairs, all these are fakes.
Confirmed
Let me be
pairs.
honest.
Confirmed pairs also.
Confirmed pairs. No, but then confirmed pairs, if someone has a source and a proxy for
Yeah, yeah.
next day he's getting you a pair, that's
But
different.
that no, but that also, for our trusted source, just the way we listed out all our reseller friends and all these reselling pages. Besides
Yeah.
that, also, if there is someone, I know a couple of people who are like, it's a confirmed pair, this, that, and whatnot. But eventually, the way you receive it, it turns out to be a fake or whatsoever.
Yeah, that happens a lot. So all these
Yeah,
guys are only buying. Some of them are only buying from people like Sneaker Jams, Link Soul,
yeah,
all these guys. I bought my shorts from one of these sellers. Shash also bought it from them. We paid a bomb and tell did people say fake to our face.
sure.
And we don't know, man. It looks cool. We're wearing it. I mean, we both. I don't think so. You wear this things also. Even I don't
Yeah.
wear it anymore. We just bought it and now we don't know if it's real or fake.
Okay.
We call it a controversial pickup. Both of us got, and we don't know.
Sure. 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 Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
all this early sort of stuff, don't trust it. No box.
yeah. Yeah.
Wait for the release. Let the pairs come out. Immediately the pairs come out. Cash the guy out at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One guy is going to be expensive. Second guy is going to be expensive. Third, the fifth one is going to give you a relatively low price
True.
or a market price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead with that.
Also, as soon as the drop happens,
Yeah.
and it's the immediate retail cops that people have done. At
Yeah.
that point in time, people are like willing to make their quick profits, so that's why they're willing to sell
Dude,
it off
don't
for.
talk about it. So that's a big problem which has been occurring. I'm seeing people selling it for 1-2K also on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that has spoiled a lot of
The-
people's markets. A
yes.
lot
Yes.
of people, the whole market just goes bad. Like JP,
Yeah.
I was
Goes
going for
right.
30K. The minute it dropped in Nike India, I remember it should have gone like 28, 27. But
Yeah.
someone, I won't name the guy, sold the pairs for 18K,
Yeah.
19K.
Yeah.
And slowly kids were selling for 16, 17K.
Yes.
The
No, but
whole
I
market crashed.
but also at the same time, the thing is that because they were selling it and everything, a
And
lot
now
of
you look at,
resellers cashed
yeah.
it out,
Yeah,
and now the
see,
resellers
that's the
have the
thing.
stock. So now,
Because let me be honest, क्या mentality है नई resellers की? They are all kids.
yeah,
Parents से पैसे लिए हैं, okay?
yeah,
And all of us wait about this moment कि कब these guys will start thinking कि पैसे वापस करने हैं, चलो बेच
yeah,
देते हैं.
yeah,
So a lot of people look for this opportunity also, and a lot of people fear from this opportunity because the market's going to get fucked.
true, true,
We don't want that. And now you look at mochas. So
yeah,
any one of you guys have Jordan ones, base sizes, hit me up. I'll cash you out instantly. No, no women's pairs though. Okay, so I was cashing out on mochas, base sizes, and minimum I was getting quoted was 32K,
yeah,
and the retail price on GS was 10.5K. And all these guys who got the pairs from Nike India, a lot of them got. And they were
yeah,
asking 32K. They're like, हम बेचेंगे ही नहीं इससे कम में."
mm,
And I was like, bro, how much do you want? Like all the resellers, none of the resellers hit, I guess. It was all these kids who were
yeah,
hitting.
yeah,
And now all these kids are using these bots, auto-generated systems.
yes, yes,
Because I didn't know the retail in Nike India. So I asked the guy how much was retail on the pair. I was buying a GS size from him. He
okay.
said, bro, it was 10.5K. But I used 3K to run a bot or something. He said, I'm like, bro, what is this now?
Yeah, yeah.
See,
So
where there's money, there are going to be fakes. There are going to be unethical practices. Simple as
true,
that.
true, 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 true.
And you cannot
Now
stop
there are,
it.
now there are a couple of these cook groups also who have started doing these proxies and who have started doing these, these bot services for specific drops. And
Our favorite one was Early Link.
yeah,
Early link.
Yeah.
We
Those were
give you
crazy.
early links. That was mad.
Yeah, and it's so easy to make that early link. You just need a 5-minute tutorial and that's about it. So,
Yeah.
and I think someone like from, I think Sneaker Preacher made a video,
Yeah.
something like that.
So shout
And
out to him. He did
shout
that.
out to him. Like, yeah, he did a great job. Like 5 days it was going all bonkers, and the sixth day he drops a video and everything shattered.
Yeah.
And
See, because so when I heard about it first, right, it was before some drop. I heard about Fragment threes, I think so. Yeah, Fragment threes.
okay,
Nike India drop. So a friend of mine told me, bro, early link मिला मेरे को सिर्फ 500 रुपए लिए बंदे ने. I
okay,
looked at the link and I'm like, bro, this is so cool. You straight read checkout and stuff. And then I told Shasha about it. He's like, bro, you can make it in 2 minutes.
yeah,
I'll teach you how to.
yeah,
And then I was like, sure.
yeah. So I think, yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to
So
that guy, Sneaker Preacher. And I don't know
yeah,
his name though, but yeah, he did a great job.
yeah.
He did a great job. So
And now there are people who are misleading also.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's one thing I don't like.
yeah. And
When it
also the
comes to
fact,
fakes, there are people who are misleading. They're bad mouthing about sellers and all that. I don't like that stuff.
yeah, I think the market has become toxic also because of these kids. Because I think again at the same time, they don't know when to talk and what to talk, when
Yeah,
to do it,
exactly.
whatever, and they're just rotating these screenshots around without even context to it, without even substance to it, and which just you know it just makes things more ugly. Which
I'm
only
on 8 Indian groups alone. I mean, I only remember one group before lockdown, ISG,
yeah,
and the Bombay one, MSC.
yeah,
Simple. Only two groups were existing really.
yeah,
And now, I don't know, there are like want to buy, want to sell Supreme,
yeah,
want to buy group.
yeah,
The sneaker market India 1, sneaker market India 2. There are too many.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's another thing, like, because everyone wants to be admin once in a while. As Sid Mishra said
Yeah,
once, he said
yeah,
yesterday that everyone wants to be an admin. Don't worry, you go ahead with your group, kill it.
yeah.
Everyone's creating their own group because they want a piece of dictatorship or something going on.
True. Yeah. No, but trust me when I say this, I am the admin of one of the groups, and it's definitely something which we've tried to keep very compact and very community driven. But it's such a big task, guys. Don't even bother. It's a
See,
it's
I'm the
an
admin
unnecessary.
of ISG, but we have a lot of fun on ISG. You see,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a family sort of feel.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
our thing is different,
See
but
the
it's not a community driven. It's sneakers and everything. Maal bhi idhar hi bikta hai hamare hi group pe,
uh-huh.
but then we're like a family and everything. We pull
No,
each
but
other's leg and all.
also the fact is most of the people in ISG are like they have matured with the community, right?
Yeah,
They
exactly.
have been in the scene for
We're a
quite
mix
some time.
of mainly the old people, you can
Yeah,
say. The people who've been here, because ISG is one of the oldest groups.
yeah.
And the way the group was made was shout out to Devansh. Please come back. We're
Okay,
missing you. So Devansh created that group out of some ruckus. He
okay,
said, I want to create a group because I don't like this guy's group.
okay.
And then this group is now the most popping thing. People ask us, DM
Yes.
us that we want to be part of this. I mean, Addy bro, he told me, Aditya Bhalla, he tells us every day. Rose DM us and add us to ISG. We've heard a lot about it. But
Yeah,
yeah, there isn't space in a group
yeah,
firstly.
yeah.
And yeah,
So yeah,
it's fun
it's
and
just a
everything.
task, guys. Don't even bother to create one
Yeah.
because after
And
down
the
the
more
line,
groups you create, the more confusing it's going to become.
yeah, because at the end of the day, it's the same set of people. It's just the same set of people.
Yeah,
We can
exactly.
literally even if we have to talk about people. So we were again talking about this in a couple of our previous panels also. If you want to talk about people who are actually a part of the community, who are driving the culture forward and stuff like that, maximum two WhatsApp groups, and it's going to be done for the entire India. Maximum, not more than that, right? So
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't.
mean, fair enough.
Yeah, and rest are all just kids coming in, and it's a great
Rest, all of
platform.
you guys have Instagram pages. I mean, you are
Yeah,
mainly selling your product through that place, right?
yeah.
So
I
that's the
think
thing.
I
I
think
mean,
I
no doubt it makes it much simpler for people as the
yes,
gap is getting eliminated and everyone, you just put it over there and it's forwarded to 257 people.
yes,
So your messages spread across automatically. You don't have to specially message everyone on IG.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
it makes it convenient, but at the same time, it creates a lot of confusions.
Yeah. Because
So,
again, like we were talking about this thing, the fact that it's one pair that gets rotated around, and it's the
yeah,
same image that reaches out to the first seller,
yeah,
and he's like he gets quoted a value which is like much more higher than what he sold it for, which just unnecessarily makes it more
yeah. That has
what's it
happened to me also. So now people should be doing this. Tagged pictures. Just put a paper, write your
yeah,
name, and just put it with the pair or the clothing item you're selling.
yeah,
Because in
sure,
the UK, you cannot sell pairs on Facebook groups and everything without the tag photos.
sure.
They want to know whose product is it and is it in hand or not.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
So
it a
that's another
confirmed pair
practice
or
you
is it
should
in
follow.
hand? Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is another thing you should follow. These are basically ethical practices you should be doing. So the more, I mean, you cannot eliminate fakes and bad mouthing and all that. That's not in our hands, right? But the more
yeah,
ethical you're yourself getting,
yeah,
the more the community is going to mature with it. Simple as that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, as I said, like we were about to close this discussion for a couple of minutes ago, but then
Yeah.
authentication began, and I think like we can have these sorts of discussion like an entire day,
Yeah.
but we might have him once again later on.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and this was really insightful, Aryan. Thank you so very much for doing this.
Thank you so
And
much for
it's
having me.
it's really rare that we get
Yeah.
to connect with someone like you, and also the fact that you're it's your business at the end of the day to resell and to get the stuff authenticated, but still you're like pushing out the content saying like it is something what's needed for the community. I see a lot of
Yeah.
people who try to keep it with themselves, but that's literally not how the community grows,
Another
guys.
reason why I actually got into authentication in the start was basically so what my main goal is. I'm a fashion student, right? I want to get into retail business. So for me, I want to be part of the sneaker community. I want to really, really do something also, but I cannot get into resale. Resale
So
and retail are two taboos.
yeah,
You hear that the guy who said West Bromwich sells fake. They're two
yes,
different things, right? So you cannot. They aren't one similar whole thing. So they are two different things. So that's why I didn't want to get too much into resale, but I did want to be a part of it.
yeah,
So that's the whole thing. I could be a part of it.
sure, sure, that does
So
make sense.
that's how it came along. I mean, count efficiency is a big thing in retail business. Also, the other day I remember in one of our lectures, the professor was talking that that's one of the reasons why luxury businesses go down
Yeah,
because there are so many counterfeits available in the market that sales aren't willing to be even at par with them.
yeah,
So sometimes brands die out. Like for example, you look at Gucci. So
yes,
Gucci, you'll see every second guy in Emporium Mall wearing a Ace in today's
yeah,
date. And
is,
let me tell you, most of them are fakes.
yes. It's better, guys. I would just again
It's
say it's
better
better
just go for a cheaper option.
you go for a
You
Stan
can
Smith. Simple.
be style yourself properly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's your wish.
You want a white sneaker, go for a Stan Smith. You want a
Go for
chunkier
a
one?
stance, man. There's so much.
Yeah, you want a
Go
chunkier
for some
something.
Vans. Vans are nice.
Yeah, Vans are great.
I mean,
Vans are
don't
great.
you look at the if you're getting influence from people wearing a lot of hype, you look at it like this. So, for example, I'm gonna say it again, Vihan, right?
Yeah.
So we've had this conversation a lot of times. So he says, I'm gonna wear my Vans. I don't care.
Yeah.
He'll be wearing a pair of Chrome Hearts jeans, and Chrome
Yes.
Heart jeans goes for a lot. They go for like 5 cents, and what he's wearing underneath his Vans because he styles it
Yes.
well. So
Yes.
at the end of the day, it's all about how you're styling yourself.
Exactly.
You can
That's the main
spend
key.
5 lakhs on your outfit and look trash,
Yeah.
or you can spend 50K on one outfit, or even 5,000 on one outfit and look
Yes.
more fresh than that.
Yes, we've literally, even from, if homegrowns are a little on the expensive side from a mass market concept.
Yeah,
We've got H&Ms, we've got Uniqlo's, we've got all this Jack and Jones and stuff like that. It's all about how you style it up, and to be very honest, if it's your
see,
personal
exactly.
style.
Like honestly, I would say like for me personally, what I would style myself is like I would wear a baggy hoodie or a baggy black t-shirt,
Yeah,
okay, and a
but a
pair of
staple black, that's
yeah,
you.
Yeah, I only wear black, so that's the thing. So when I'm not wearing all of this, people, my friends used to ask me in school, "Do you wear this the whole time, or are you just doing it in front of us?" Like,
Yeah,
bro, this is the way I dress myself. Simple.
yeah,
I like it. I'll buy a Supreme tee, and Supreme tees are not expensive.
yes,
If you're talking about the normal teas, they aren't
yeah,
too expensive. You can get a hold of a relative living in America, in
yes,
UK or US, or you can hit me up also. I'll get you Supreme teas from the store. They are really, really cheap.
yeah,
They are equivalent to almost H&M in today's date,
yeah,
if you're talking about retail. So yeah, likewise, I'm saying, so either I would wear all this Supreme, or I would wear a plain black t-shirt
yeah,
or a plain black hoodie,
yeah,
because I don't care.
yeah. That's a
It's my,
staple.
yeah,
That's
it's staple. No one is looking at you in your pajamas wearing all that
yeah,
hype stuff.
exactly, exactly.
There's no point of exaggerating things too much at one point,
True, true.
because that exaggeration mainly leads you to buying fakes. What I
Yes,
see.
true, true, true.
Because
That's
there
the
are
key
some
to it.
people leading out of peer pressure who buy fakes.
Yeah,
That's one thing that kids need to know, that don't worry, no one's judging you. Until you
yeah,
look good, that there's no problem with it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen like I don't remember exactly which event it was, but I saw Shashwat wearing Vans, or
Yeah,
like Shashwat was wearing a Supreme sweatshirt or something like that, and something like, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was Chrome Hearts only, his
yeah.
denims or something like that, and
He doesn't
underneath
have
he was
chroma
wearing Vans.
designs. Yeah,
Underneath he was wearing old schools, or I think the skate highs, the OG
yeah,
colorway. And
exactly.
and again, just because you're wearing Supreme doesn't mean you actually have to wear an off-white or a hyped up sneaker. It's all about aesthetically how you pair it up.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing. If I'm wearing something, so with my outfits also, I don't go all hype.
Yeah.
Firstly, I don't want to be looking like a pimp. Secondly, secondly, too much hype just destroys an outfit according to me.
Yeah.
Unless you're keeping it subtle and toning it down.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So it matters at the end of the day how you're dressing up yourself also. That's just it, probably, I would say.
That's just the key to things, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you so very much for joining in, Aryan, and I hope you
Welcome.
guys enjoyed it. I hope this added a little bit of value in your lives. And yeah, thank you so very much. Cheers. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill. And we might have a couple of other guests also coming in super soon. More interesting and maybe bigger panels also. So cheers, take care. And as of now, the most important thing, stay safe.
All right.
Thank you so much, bro.
See you later. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cheers, bro. Take care. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.